But here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of the Old Sun Temple. We do have the South Green Protoss player. We have the Red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Green Terran player. We have the Blue Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. I'm whipping out the Google Translate. Hold on. I wonder if they're talking about the map, because this is a 4-player spawn map. True. I think herO was commending ByuN for his series, and then series said he's like, I'm learning, Bobby, I'm learning. I think that's the case, but here we go. Welcome one and all to the Old Sun Temple. Old Sun Temple, you can spawn in top right, bottom right, top left, and bottom left, and we have cross spawns. Ooh, diagonal spawns, long rushes and spike round. This could be a long one here. Oh boy. For now though, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Again, this is it. This is the grand finals. We have our top 2 players of the week of this week's Tuna Cup, ByuN and herO. herO is scouting top right. Remember, this is a 4-player spawn map, and herO is looking for ByuN. He's looking. Here we go. Here we go, as herO does scout top right, now checking bottom right as well. So here he will eventually find ByuN. ByuN, likewise, he himself is going for a double gas opener. Double gas, faster factory, a bit of a safer, more tech-heavy start out of ByuN. A little bit surprising, as herO does go for the proxy. So herO, he confirms that ByuN is on top right, and he does go for the proxy pile. This is a big gamble out of herO, and he gambles correctly when it comes to ByuN's spawn location. Meanwhile, ByuN opening up reacted Reaper on one base. What the hell is going on? We're clowning. Let's go. Furzel's rallying across the map, checking bottom right. Meanwhile, proxy Stargate, I would imagine. Cybercore is done. We need a little bit more gas. Getting up to 150. There it is. It is Stargate. So proxy Stargate to herO, going proxy Oracle. Zella will confirm the location of ByuN. And again, ByuN is going into reacted Reaper Hellion, hyper aggression early on here to scouts and to find some worker damage as well. Now, what's my big concern here? Well, with reacted Reaper Hellion, there's no Marines, there's limited anti-air, and that Oracle can go to town. Zealot will delay. Will delay does confirm the Reaper Hellion as well, so here he knows. Here he sees, he knows. He's fully aware. Stargate is finishing. Now, I believe this can lead into a tech lab in an early Cyclone. I'm hoping that that's the case. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on ByuN. Oh, catching out one of the Hellions already. And one Hellion goes down. I'd up say catch ByuN out. Diving on the Reaper. Ooh, catching another. And he trades, catching out a second Reaper here. As 2 Reapers going down, Adepts cleaned up. There's our tech lab, there's the Cyclone. So thankfully a Cyclone is on the way. Oracle's moving in. And ByuN will have something to defend. Meanwhile, ByuN, he finally gets across the map, does go top left. Finds herO. Does find him. Battery's not yet done. Probes are exposed. Gets one. Gets one. Going for another. There we go. 2 probe kills so far. Not bad. At the same time, Oracle does dive into the main base, catching out 3, 4, 5 SCVs. Both players taking heavy losses, but the Cyclone will eventually defend. Now, Cyclone will defend. Cyclone will even catch out the Oracle completely. One more shot. Does go down. Nice defense there by ByuN. Still did lose 6 SCVs, but hey, killed 4 probes across the map. So a bit of a back and forth here. The CC was also delayed as well, so true, there's layered aggression or layered damage here on ByuN. ByuN does come out worse for wear. He didn't just trade workers, of course. ByuN also lost the Reaper Hellion. So he lost map control, of course. Now he's stuck at home. Another Oracle is out. And herO, did he scout the tech? He did. He saw the research, he saw the tech lab. So he's fully aware of the Cloak Banshees. And herO has detection. He has detection, he's ready, he's in position. herO's ready. But something else I should also mention as we get into our series, that if you enjoy this event, if you enjoyed the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and even help support us, you can do so via the Patreon. !Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our tournament on a weekly basis. Every single week, our prize pool is boosted or is funded via the Patreon, and you can help us boost the prize pool and grow it even further via said Patreon as well. And if we can reach further stretch goals, we can have monthly finals. We actually had monthly finals last year for September, October, November, December. The final 4 months of the year did have monthly finals, and you can help us reach those goals again via the Patreon. Otherwise, we of course still run the weeklies. ByuN, fun fact, there's no stim, by the way. He's just sending it. He's moving out across the map. 2 Cyclones and 14 Marines. A very awkward timing here by ByuN. We lose one of the Banshees. Likewise, does trade with the Phoenix. Another Cyclone goes down. ByuN's moving in. A bit of a kitchen sink here. Cyclone, Marine, Banshee. Does move in. He wants a third base, and looks like he will force a cancel. Yeah, nice pickup. The expansion is going to be denied. Oof. Charge is now done, and here can clean this up. Oh, we rallied the tank as well? Uh-oh. Yeah, ByuN may have overextended. ByuN overextends. The tank did rally. Zelse move in. He wants that tank. He wants it. Gets the Cyclone. Yeah, the Banshee also getting low. Tank taking a lot of hits. Heavy losses for ByuN as the tank is thrown away. Yeah, the tank, the Banshee, the Cyclone as well. ByuN losing everything, and we can just keep pushing back at home. What is it to defend? No bunker. There's no bunker. There's one tank behind the mineral line, or in the mineral line itself. Tank is in position. Zelse rush in. Nice body blocking with the SCVs. Does block. Yeah, it does block. Massive tank shots going off. Ooh, the force field denies the surround. Denies the repair. Crazy force field. GG gets called, and herO, he will take game number 1. GG, a very messy game. that was very messy. ByuN going for the ByuN push, no stim, just 14 villain Marines and 2 Cyclones. He denies the base, but he did overextend. He overextended. He rallied his tank across the map. He lost everything in the process, and everything very quickly snowballed out of control. Very nice force field out of herO. We saw that ByuN had a full surround with the SCVs, but with that force field, he couldn't repair. Could not repair the tank, as the force field did actually zone that away. And with that, we're loading into game number 2. Another 4-player spawn map. Okay. Let's go. Let us go. As we are getting into game number 2. Gonna be on Exarch. Beautiful. As we're going to be loading into the updated version, of course, loading into Exarch. If you've seen this map before, there's a 4-player small map, but a bunch of speed zones and slow zones have been added. Oh boy, let's go. Let us go. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Exarch, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. We have the blue Terran himself representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the red Protoss representing T1. It is herO. Let's go, let us go. And once again, welcome to another 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in top left, top right, bottom left, and bottom right. As I mentioned previously, for whatever reason, for this TLMC, we had a lot of 4-player spawn maps submitted. We had, I want to say, was it 5 or 6? 5 or 6, which in the grand scheme of things was quite a lot, and 3 of them made it into the top 16. We had Exarch, Old Sun Temple, and Fear and Faith. So three maps did make it through into the top 16. This is one of them. So when it comes to this map, it does have some unique features. First thing is first, we have these aqueducts. We have these aqueducts here with speed zones as well, by the way, to quickly scout on every edge of the map. So here he does go straight towards top left. He doesn't find his opponent. Honestly, he could use the other aqueduct system to go bottom left, so it's going to be a bit of a... Oh, he's proxy. Oh, no. There's worker paths as well. But he is checking bottom left as well. He will eventually find ByuN, eventually. But again, there are these like little aqueduct systems with speed zones to quickly scout each corner of the map, bearing in mind that only workers can fit through these tubing systems. Only workers, no lings or marines or anything like that. It's only worker paths. So only for scouting and for expanding, because technically ByuN could send a worker bottom left and take this nexus or take this expansion location. True. So you can use it to expand as well. Oh, here comes the probe. Okay, here is moving in. Shout out to the speed zone. It does find ByuN. Fun fact, because herO came from the left-hand side, ByuN may just think that that's where herO spawned in. Because so ByuN hasn't scouted yet, but he knows where the probe came from. So ByuN doesn't know that herO, he went the entire world, like it's like circle here around the map to find him. ByuN does go actually for the cross scouts. Likewise, oh my god, there's so many logos. There's so many tunas. They're everywhere. Oh, the tunas. But we're surrounded by speed zones. Speed zones, slow zones as well. They can hinder or benefit certain rotations depending on the angle of rotation. Zealot does lay the expansion. Adept as well. Reaper's out of position. Rough moment here for ByuN. ByuN is out of position here. And he's heavily delayed. Heavily delayed. As a Hellion does pop, and with that ByuN expands. ByuN secures his low ground, second adept has arrived. Here he wants that Hellion. Won't quite get it. Nice control here by ByuN, does surround, does repair. It repairs a Hellion, here he does threaten another dive. It was Reaper Hellion, no winner is committed this time. Just 2 Hellions, 1 Reaper. Not as committed. Once again, we're threatening shades. And now with a third adept here, we can try to fight this head on, but won't be able to. Yeah, the units, they do line up. Nice Hellion volleys, and here is forced out. He's forced back, he's forced out. ByuN does defend. Now, something that we didn't actually get to mention here is that we do have reverse bases. As you can see, we have the mineral line facing the ramp, which is often not the case. So we have this reverse expansion where the mineral line is exposed. There is enough space here where you can't like lay siege upon the natural from the low ground. You have to push up the ramp to be able to get within range with tanks, for example. So the natural is quite large. It's quite large. You also have these worker paths. You have these mineral patches and worker paths on the south and top side, so you can open up this area and take these expansions. We have the third and fourth base. Basically, we have a 4-base setup in each corner of the map. There are some bases in the center which are very difficult to maintain, but there are bases here. Likewise, Hellions, they control the Zanaga Tower. When it comes to these healing pad locations, they do benefit certain rotations here towards the, like, vertically and horizontally. So an army here to here can rotate using the healing pad, but going up to the top side, you have to go through a slow zone instead. Like, so depending on the angle, like healing pad, sorry, I said healing pad, speed zones, slow zones, they can hinder or they can help you. We have like a very intentional kind of pattern of them here. Before, this used to be just open. Before, this was just like open space, and our feedback was that it was just too open here, and it would just de-incentivize players from making use of the center and just sticking to the edges of the map when it comes to rotations. So Avix's solution to that was just throw down all the zones, which is a unique approach for sure. As previously, it was just all open space. I guess with the tall grass as well. Whole can of tree, the whole can of tuna, baby, true. Oh, the ByuN. As tanks to do siege. Nice to siege up. ByuN again is secure here on 2 bases. Behind this, building up his own 3-1-1 setup into Sim, combat shields and +1. Standard follow-up here by ByuN. At the same time, herO does claim his own third. Claims his third base into a bay into Gateway Army into Colossus. So again, so far the mid-game is looking quite standard here, but we'll see how we get there. As herO is harassing. He moves in towards the main base. I'm a little bit concerned this is a little bit premature. Ideally, you do want this to be a distraction for another force. Drops into the main. I mean, nice damage. And catching out 2 SCVs for 1 Zealot. Attempts to drop in towards the natural. Here he's outside of the natural base, but ByuN is in position. ByuN so far looking solid. As he's looking to break out. Stim is now done. Combat shields as well. Ooh, late reaction. Yeah, late reaction out of herO. Sorry, out of herO losing 1 Stalker. Stalker goes down. I think these rocks were added as well, or I think there was. Oh, we just pulled the boys. I get 2 base solid. 2 base solid. These are vertical spawns, so shorter rush distance by ground. Here, ByuN commits in. Ooh, the tank exposed. No, this is 1 tank goes down. Massive loss early on. He can't throw away the tanks like this. Yeah, boys are being shut down as well. Heavy losses for ByuN. Down to 1 tank. He's trying to force his way up the ramp. Zell stay engaged. They collapse on the SCVs. Stalkers are within range of the tank as well. The tank does fall. 0 tanks left. Yeah, 0 tanks. Colossus, they should be able to hold on. Does cut back to the battery. Going for the dive. 2nd Colossus has arrived. Yeah, now 2 Colossus and the Prism as well for juggling. Yeah, juggles back. GG gets called, and herO, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. A rough all-in there for ByuN. Again, to commit to pull the boys for his tanks to be exposed and to lose the first tank so early on. Again, when you're going for this kind of all-in, the tanks, they're the backbone of your army. They are the core of your force. And to lose 1 tank that quickly, I mean, that does take away so much DPS potential from that army. And again, it was a bit of an awkward push up the ramp as well. GG. GG, well played. With that, herO will take a 2-0 lead. And now we're loading into game número 3. Let's go. We're loading into game 3 here, and the pressure is on. ByuN is up against the wall here, and we're hoping for a back and forth. We're hoping for a series. Fun fact, so far we've had nothing but aggression. Despite game 1 and game 2 being on very large maps, it's been non-stop aggression from both players, and we expect that trend to continue. Here in ByuN, they get down and dirty, but I mean, true. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of At Attorney's Edge, we have the, I mean, again, like, compare this series to the previous semis with Classic and ByuN going the distance, right? Like, we saw a lot of mid to late game, but here they're both animals. They're both animals, man. Yeah. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss, the red Protoss for T1. It is herO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the blue Terran player, the South Korean Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. He's down 0-2. He needs to fight back here and now to make a series out of this. Again, a rough start here for ByuN. We'll see if he can recover. Let's go. Let us go. As we're settling into game 3. But once again, this shows just the different kind of player that herO is, and also the different games that he forces as well. As again, ByuN versus Classic was very mid to late game. Very standard and a lot more later game heavy. Meanwhile, the herO series has just been non-stop aggression. It's both PvTs, but very different kind of series, very different kind of PvTs. As once again, double gas opener, faster factory, delayed CC out of ByuN. Show us what you got. Welcome to At Attorney's Edge. This map has, again, a shorter rush distance by ground when it comes to third base. Aggression can be favored. I do heavily favor Protoss on this map when it comes to longer and later games because the gold expansion is a big factor here that does benefit players that do gain map control. So I don't really see ByuN playing for a longer game. I do think that he would have a much harder time doing so. We're expecting aggression. There's a point to the pylon placement circle where Marines drop down. Oh, I see, I see. Interesting. Also the previous map. Was for the previous map. herO once again does open up early Zealots into early aggression to delay the CC. And meanwhile, once again, it's going to be reacted Reaper Hellion. So a heavy commitment to Reaper Hellion. We saw this in game 1, if you recall. We saw this on the old Sun Temple. SCV goes down, delay on the command center. hero's going to reinforce. He will not save the Zealots. And this Stalker might even just get caught out, by the way. Yeah, taking some hits, but once again, we have another reinforcing Stalker. ByuN does not give chase, stays on the high ground. Does stay on the high ground. Building up more Reaper Hellion. Nice repairing the Hellion as well. Oh. And here forced a recall. Won't lose a Stalker. No, he loses one. Oh my god. Whew, barely loses one Stalker. Nice catch there out of ByuN. Hero does race back home, and he throws down his batteries reactively here. Batteries are on the way. Do they finish up in time? Can ByuN get into one of these mineral lines? Again, the goal here is for economic damages. He's still making more Reapers and more Hellions. He is so committed here, building up into 6 Reapers. Jesus. Mark, is that you? It's like, Ubu Thermal, baby. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, behind this, going for a very fast second Rax, going into a fast third Rax, 2-base all in. 2-base all in. Basically, we are delaying the starport in favor of extra bioproduction, in favor of, I would imagine, an earlier stim timing. This typically does lead into an all-in into pulling the boys. So hyper aggression here by ByuN. Jesus, again, he's up to 6 Reapers and 3 Hellions. Does commit. We'll lose one. Yeah, one Hellion goes down. It's going to get into the mineral line and does pick up one of the Stalkers. Hellions are being targeted. They're both quite low. Actually focusing on some of the Reapers instead. The army's a trade, and hero holds no shot. This was such a big investment and 0 economic damage. Ay, ay, ay. I mean, look at the trades here. That was 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions for Stalkers. I mean, yes, it was a bit of a trade, but ideally we wanted some economic damage instead. So here he maintains his mineral line. Staying on 2 bases, going for the earlier Temple Archives. Interesting choice. That's going to be early Storm before the 3rd expansion. So delayed 3rd base, earlier Storm. Interesting. I mean, that's a good read, to be honest. I mean, Storm's going to be ready for the all-in, specifically. Storm is going to be ready early on, and that's when we're going to need it. Stim is finishing up. Combat Shield's on the way. ByuN building up his forces. Leaving another Reaper. Oof. Hellion as well. ByuN is beating out a lot of units here. The Reapers, the Hellions, 2 Marines. Remember, we're building up towards an early stim timing, and to bleed out these units early on is brutal as we're blinking in. Shouldn't get the add-on. Yeah, should not snipe. Ooh, hero extends, losing 1 Stalker. Just the one. Hero gets punished. Here comes the on siege. Yeah, here comes the mass on siege. Here comes the push. Here comes the 2-base all-in. The boys are being pulled. The observer will spot this. As we mentioned, this build was telegraphed from the beginning when we saw the initial 3-1 setup. Yeah, calls out supply, breaks out of the supply block, and ByuN is all in. He's all in. Hero, he does have some high Templar already. He has 3 Templar, and Storm is almost done. It's being chronoed as we speak, and Storm will shut this down, but he needs time. It's time for Storm. Stalkers, they pick up 1 Marine. They try to slow this down. Storm is done in 5 seconds. Yeah, still 5 seconds away. This is still a very hefty army as well. Tanks, Marauders, Storms are coming in. He lands 1. He lands 1, lands 2. He wants those tanks. We have 1 more Storm. Oof. Does zone. That was it. That was the final Storm. Mainly zones away. Bunkers are being thrown down, and hero, can he break this? He's going for it. It does go for the dive. He will get 1 tank. Just the one, though. A second tank is going to go down, but there's just too much here. Too many Marauders. ByuN stims in. He overwhelms. ByuN's so close. He's so close. Oh my god. That was a crazy storm. Yeah, bunkers are denied. Storm connects. We have 2 Archons morphing in. Archons, they tank some of the shots. You can see here that hero's trying to drop on the army with those Archons. He's moving in. Army is heavily overstimmed, heavily stormed, and hero breaks through. Hero, he shuts down the all-in. GG gets called, and hero, he will claim the series 3-0 to become this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. Hi, GG, well played, congratulations. Again, hyper aggression, non-stop all-ins from both sides. To be fair, it was hero that was the aggressor in game 1. We had ByuN going all-in game 2 and game 3. So non-stop aggression from both sides, and in the end, hero, remember, he went for early Storm. Storm did finish up earlier than normal. In a regular build, there would have been a faster third base, but this game specifically, hero went for early Storm. So Storm was a big factor here. There were 4 Storms. Most of them did zone, but we did see some juicy connections towards the end there, softening up the army to allow for the Zealots and Archons to eventually clean up. Bearing in mind that after each Storm, Archons were morphing in. So with that, hero was able to hold on, able to defend, able to shut ByuN down. GG. GG, well played, congratulations. Here he does claim the series, and shout out to ByuN, of course, for competing, for making it to the finals as well, because I don't want to take away from ByuN, because ByuN had a very impressive showing against Classic, right? ByuN did beat Classic earlier. I mentioned previously as well that Classic, he has arguably the best late game PvT out there, but ByuN took it to Classic in the late game. To be fair, Classic did have some shakier early to mid game, which led into a shakier late game in a lot of those games. That is true, where ByuN was able to cripple him early on and take a lead early on as well, but ByuN had a very impressive showing of a longer macro PvT in the semifinals, but it's here in the finals where we saw a lot more aggression. And I mentioned earlier here that this is what kind of separates hero from Classic, is hero is a little more aggressive, a little more assertive. Classic is a little more standard, a little more mid-game oriented, so we did see a very different kind of PvT from semis to finals, which was cool to see. Here, but congratulations here to hero as he does claim the series. And again, shout out to ByuN for making it to the finals as well. Shout out to Trigger for making it to the semis, and also for claiming the random raffle win. True, Trigger, he did claim that random raffle win as well, so congratulations. So with that, we're going to be wrapping up. As a reminder, again, this is a weekly tournament. Every single week we host the Tuna Cup. Again, this is the longest running open cup in StarCraft, longer running than the WardyTV Mondays or the Monday Night Weeklies or KSL or Pegasus Cups. Longest running open cup out there. We hold that honor. True. Before us, it was, Olima League or Leifan Cups or even the ESL Open Cups as well. True. They did have us beat there until they were discontinued, of course. So we're still standing. Of course. If you want to help with the Tuna Cup, if you want to help us here on the Cranky Ducklings, you can do so via the Patreon. !Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does fund our tournaments on a regular basis, and you can help us grow our tournaments and reach greater prize pools and greater stretch goals via Patreon as well. You can actually see the goal just under me on the cameras. You can see how much we currently earn via Patreon and our next stretch goal as well. You can actually see the graphic here. Un momento. Bam. There we go. Graphic on the left. Those are our 3 tournaments. We have the Sea Duckling Open, we have the Sparkling Tuna Cup, and we have the Masters 1 Open. We have a mascot for each tournament. It's something that we decide that's a little bit different for us. We got the Duckling, we got the Swan, and we got the Tuna. We actually used to have 2 other tournaments. We had the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, which was the turtle, and we had the Grand Platypus Open, which was my favorite, which was the platypus. We still have some emotes using some of those mascots as well. But those events for now on indefinite hiatus until some foreseeable future. For those who remember, the Grand Platypus Open, that used to be our Oceanic tournament. It was a region locked event for players from Australia, New Zealand, Southeast Asia, so Vietnam, Japan, Taiwan as well. So that kind of region of the world, back when it was a little bit more active. Nowadays less so. So that's why the Platypus Open did go on a hiatus. Likewise, we had the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, which was at a more NA friendly time, but that was funded by a specific sponsor, and they're no longer sponsoring the event. That was at a more NA friendly time. But regardless, we have our 3 tournaments. We have our 3 tournaments here, all funded via the Patreon. The Duckling Open is a bronze to diamond tournament. So for amateur players, the Swan Open is the Master Swan Open is for masters players, also for amateur players as well. And the Tuna Cup is the Open Cup, right? Open to the best players in the world, like herO, like Classic, like ByuN, and Trigger. And many others, of course, many others. So again, all funded via the Patreon. So thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much. And if you want to tune into more of the Cranky Ducklings, we're going to be live, of course, tomorrow with the rest of our schedule. Bam. As you can see on my left, tomorrow morning we should be live in around 11 hours time with PvT Cup. We're going to be live casting PvT Cup number 80. That's going to be in 11 hours. That's another open tournament where we see players like herO, Classic, and ByuN compete alongside many others. Meanwhile, tomorrow is going to be the round of 8 of GSL. For those who don't know, we do live cast GSL. We do live cast GSL. We did so last week. We're doing so this week as well. We live cast GSL, but for those who are unaware, GSL is organized, run, and sponsored by Soup. Soup used to be Africa TV. They're a Korean streaming platform, so whenever we live cast GSL, it's not on Twitch, it's not on YouTube, it's on Soup. It's over on Soup instead. So our live coverage of GSL is only live casted over on the Soup platform, exclamation mark Soup if you want to link to that, and the rebroadcasted VOD is over the weekend. That's why you can see we have 2 GSL casts on Wednesday and Thursday, that's a live cast, and then we have the VOD rebroadcast on Saturday and Sunday. That's the VOD on other platforms. We do have to wait 48 hours until we can showcase that VOD. So that is available to you there if you wish over the weekend. Otherwise, we also have StarCraft Evolution League. That's some StarCraft Evo content. We have the Pondcast. You can see there's the Duckling Open on Saturday, and we have the Tuna Cup on Sunday. So again, usually our Tuna Cups are on Sunday. The reason why that wasn't the case this week was because of RSL. But RSL, I think, is skipping a weekend, so we can take advantage. I think. No. But regardless, we are going to be going on we're going to be heading off, and we'll see you guys later on tomorrow here for PvT Cup, and GSL. It's going to be a busy week, busy week here. Non-stop GSL, Open Cups, and amateur events, and even our podcast as well. True, non-stop. Isn't RSL this weekend? It is this weekend, it is. I guess we're running it anyway. I think usually we try to avoid it, but nah, we commit, pappy, we commit. But regardless, thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao, hasta luego. See you next time. See you next time.